Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Whoa, it's a bit blustery this morning. It's a lot cooler as well. Today I'm on the coastline photographing waders. Hopefully that's the idea anyway. Just turned up. The tide is due in at 10:30, so the time now is 7:17. So what I'm hoping for is to make my way up the coastline here, and hopefully as the tide comes in, it'll push the waders in as well, and that'll give me an opportunity to get a little bit closer with the high tide. But yeah, it's a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. I thought this morning I had a t-shirt on. I thought I'll just throw in an extra coat just in case, because we are forecast a couple of showers later this afternoon. Tell you what, I'm glad I brought a coat. But now I'll show you my view. I'll show you around quickly. So this is the area where I'm at. Very windy, very blustery, so I apologise for the audio if it's not very good. But yep, I can walk all the way around here, and that takes me round to an estuary to the River Lune. And over to my right, which you can't really see, is the Lake District and the Cumbrian Fells. And a ferry boat or a couple of ships out there going into Heysham Port. So yeah, let's get our boots on, a rucksack on, and go find some waders. And remember, never bring your car down onto the beach. You can see here, this old, blue car, no idea what make it is. Looks like it could be, I don't know, maybe some, like a Ford Escort or something, Ford Fiesta. Yeah. Well, I have seen some waders quite a way out there, which is a good sign. Not sure what they are, so yeah, that's a good sign that the waders are out there and the tide is coming in. So I'm hoping for a really good session when the tide really starts to get quite close, because I'll have plenty of time to photograph the various birds, and obviously then when the tide starts going out, they'll start feeding a bit more as the water recedes. But looking at all these footprints on the beach, there are plenty of different size footprints in the mud everywhere. So yes, that's a really good sign. So what I'm doing at the moment is just making my way over to this grassy area with some cattle feeding and whatnot, and then making a big circuit all the way back up to the main estuary. And hopefully, well, I think the tide is going to be hitting the shoreline there first, rather than this area here. So yeah, it's got a couple of hours yet, I think, before I start getting any good pictures and video. Well, it's not been a bad morning so far this morning. Seen some ringed plovers, curlew, lots of lesser black gulls, shelduck, common shelduck. I think there were shelducks, just 3 of them flying past. But now I'll position myself now right on the peninsula as far as I can go, basically. Hopefully safe from the tide. So just over here in front of me, there are literally hundreds, maybe thousands of waders. A bit too far away to make out what they are, but the tide is coming in now. I think I've got about another half an hour, yeah, so it's just 3 minutes to 10. And I've got a plane above me. So 3 minutes to 10, and there are birds everywhere. I'm just hoping I'm in the right spot, and they'll come in with the tide. It's got a little estuary coming in here. I've got water flowing in here. I am relatively safe. I've got lots of cattle here, so I know that if the cattle are there, the tide is not going to come in, so I've got an escape route. But yeah, we just got flocks of birds coming in, and there's just, the sky is just full of them. So you may have noticed today also I've not got my tripod. Today I'm using my ground pod. Now this is something I made last year. It is basically just a frisbee, plastic frisbee, you know, with a mount that I bought from Small Rig. I've then screwed that to the bottom with a bit of araldite just to stick that down, and I can just mount my camera on top of there. So yeah, looking forward to having a good hour now, a good hour or two, as the tide comes in and the birds come in. So yep, let's see what we get, shall we? So we've got curlew flying everywhere over here at the moment. Just trying to catch them in flight as they're flying around. And as this water comes up, they're only going to get closer. Well, I cannot believe how amazing this is. Being sat here right next to the sea. I mean, the tide is literally 2-3 meters away to my left, and all I've got is sea in front of me. Oyster catchers over in front of me, cormorant. Hundreds of curlew. You know, I've been trying to photograph curlew for so long. Every time I go into the field to photograph hares, there's a couple of curlew and I try to photograph them. Never do it. Today, they're everywhere. What a spot this is. Just beautiful. I think I just had some, I need to look it up just one sec. A whole flock of red knots flying past now. I think there was another bird mixed in with them. I'm not sure what it was. It was a black and white bird and red knots, and there was sort of curlew here to my left. I thought he was going to come in a bit closer. Just looking for that head-on shot at the moment. Yeah, no, it's a black and white bird. I'm not too sure what it was. So I'm going to have to look that up. But high tide is in, and I'm just going to sit here for the next couple of hours. It is beautiful. What a spot this is. If you want to photograph curlew, this has to be one of the best places to do it. Note for next time is to bring my tracker band hide, and I can lay down inside that and just have the curlew probably just a few meters away from me. And I've got a load of all this cattle that were on the marshes here are all young bulls. So yeah, they're all just watching me. I'll pan it round, look. Yeah, I've got a bit of an audience. But no, I want to be quiet now, and I want to keep still, and hopefully get some curlew and other waders coming in a little closer. Well, the tide has now turned and is heading out to sea. The tide's going out. As are all the curlew and all the waders. So yeah, they're making the way back out, and it's gone very quiet. So I'm going to pack myself up and go back to the car. Might get to see some little egrets, but what a fantastic morning. What a superb place to come. If you come somewhere like this, then it's obviously worth, like I did this morning, I looked at the tides. I knew the tide was going to come in, which would obviously push the waders into the shore a little bit closer. So yeah, that's what I did, and it worked. I've never been here before. This was just basically on a whim. Just thought, well, why not give it a try, see what happens. Sorry for the interruption. Just had a flock of small birds. No idea what they were. No idea at all. Young starlings. There you go. And seen some starlings. So yeah, I'm gonna pack up, make my way back to the car, and I think it would be rude not to head to Leighton Moss because I'm only 25 minutes away. It's a glorious day, so I'm just going to go spend the rest of the afternoon sitting in a couple of hides, getting a nice cup of coffee. Right, come on, let's pack up and get to Leighton Moss and maybe have an afternoon and be lucky, because I believe there's a bittern flying around. Wouldn't that be icing on the cake? I have photographed a bittern before, but only its bum. Okay, let's go. Well, I'm now at Leighton Moss. What a glorious day it is as well. Fantastic morning. Thoroughly enjoyed photographing the curlew this morning. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing that again. So Leighton Moss, I'm just going to go around all the hides, I think. Nothing particular. Just enjoy the afternoon. Probably stay here till about 8 o'clock, I think. And yeah, looking forward to a little bit of wildlife. Now I do know that it's that time of the year when there's not much about because everything's fully grown and the wildlife are enjoying the privacy of the long grasses. But we only need a fleeting moment to make the day worthwhile. So let's see what we get here at Leighton Moss. Well, been down at the Causeway Hide for just about, I don't know, about 2 hours I'd say, and sort of got there and the hide was full, so I just stood on the outside looking through the little gaps that I've got in the wood there, and there was a hobby flying around. Then I went in the hide after some people left, and the osprey turned up. Got a little bit of video with the osprey just flying around in the sky, and then it dove in and grabbed a fish. So I missed the moment that it hit the water, but Managed to get some pictures as it was coming out with the fish. Not the best pictures, they were very far away, but fantastic to capture and watch. So yeah, so I'm going to make my way over to a couple more hides now. Spend the rest of the evening down there and see if we get any marsh harriers, red deer. Oh, I'll tell you what we did see at the Causeway Hide was the great white egret. 2 of them actually, so that was nice to see. Well, it was a little quiet in the Grizedale Hide, to be expected of course this time of year. However, the ospreys made an appearance again, 2 of them this time. Lovely to watch them flying around. One of them had caught a fish and dropped part of it, some of it, or dropped something anyway. Managed to capture that on the video. So what I'm going to do now is head over to the Sky Tower and Lillian's Hide in the hope that be able to catch the ospreys fishing later this evening. What a wonderful day it's been. Little bit of everything. Oh, we even had some red deer just sat outside the Grizedale Hide quite happily, not bothered by us at all. 2 young fawns with it. Yeah, just a pleasant day doing some photography. Well, gosh, that sun's blinding. It's been a fantastic day. Thoroughly enjoyed from start to finish today. New location this morning, photographing the waders. Just went to the place I went to just on a complete whim. Sort of looked around the internet on local bird sites, recommended it was worth a stop, so I thought it's worth doing. It's hard trying to find wildlife at this time of year, so best bet is to go on the coast and look for some waders on the shores, and it didn't disappoint. So happy, and I'll definitely be going back, watching for the tides, watching for the weather, take my Tragoban hide or perhaps my ghillie blanket. Get down to where I know that they're probably going to come in like they did today, and get some really cracking shots next time. Then came to Leyton Moss. Been a great day here. Ospreys have delivered. Been fishing, put on a great display today. So have the great white egrets. But no, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It does mean a lot, and I will see you on the next video.